kids, big kids, little kids, comic books and toys for all the girls and boys.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Adam and McCunna here.
Hi.
And today we are going to draw Martin Luther King Jr. That's right, in celebration of this very special day, we are going to draw him and celebrate his birthday as well, which was this past Friday. So get out your pencils, crayons, markers, your paper, whatever you like to draw with, and let's have some fun.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to draw Martin Luther King Jr., and obviously he's a real person. So we're going to try to capture his likeness the best we can, but we're also going to have some fun. So we're going to start with the eyes. And one thing we want to make sure is that we leave enough space in between the eyes, because if you get too close, people look kind of funny, and if they're too far away, they could look kind of funny. So we're going to start with a little almond shape here for the first eye. And then I'm going to leave about like 1, 2, I guess like 3 fingers apart. And I'm going to try to make sure that they're lined up. Okay. And then we're going to draw the inside of the eyeball, like 2 little circles here. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of white on the inside there. Give him a little shimmer in his eye. And then I'm going to draw a line here. I'm going to try to keep it a little thin. That's where the eyelids would be. And then we're going to kind of do the same thing underneath, which we all have kind of like bags under our eyes, where our eyes go into our head there. Good. Okay, now we're going to do a couple little lines for the nose. Kind of like right there. And then the nose is going to get a little wider down below, kind of in the middle. And then we're going to leave some extra space, some more space, and we're going to do like a curve shaped here, which will go down, and then this is the tip of the nose, and then the nostrils right there. And then the outer part of the nostril will loop around on either side like that.
Yep.
Okay. Now we're going to do the mustache, and we're going to leave a little bit of white in the center. So we're going to do like 2 lines here. And then he had a very pointy little mustache that kind of like came down to a point like that on one side. And then that on another side, on the other side. All right. How you doing?
Good.
Good. All right, now we're gonna do the upper lip, and where the upper lip comes, it's gonna be kind of close to the mustache, where it comes up, and then it comes down, up again, and then down again, kind of like a stretched out M. All right, and then it's gonna get a little curvy, where it's gonna curve up and then down just a little bit, back up and then down. And that's the upper part of the lip. And then the bottom part of the lip is a little bit more curvy, like just one line that comes down and then back up. All right. And then I'm gonna do like a little curved line under there for his chin. All right, I may have made his eyes a little too small. That's okay. All right, so we're going to do his eyebrows now, and his eyebrows are going to come up like that and then down and then kind of like curve them up a little bit.
I think I made his lips too big.
So, and then I'm going to color that in. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Like that. Yours looks good.
Thanks.
Okay, now we're gonna do his jaw, or part of his jaw. We're gonna go right about here. He's got a very strong jaw. So we're gonna do like that. And then it's gonna curve up. About so. And then, you know, these are his cheeks, so they're gonna kind of curve in just a little bit, like so. Just trying to touch up my lines here a little bit. All right, then we're gonna do the side of his head, so we're gonna come up like that and down this way. And then for the top, it's gonna curve down just a little bit and then curve back up. And then that will be his hairline. You may have made his head a little bit narrow.
Yeah.
He's got kind of a more of a rounded face,
Yeah.
kind of like me. And then, and now we're gonna add his hair, and we're gonna round his head, the top of his head. And you can make it a little, kind of like, not curly, but
Bushy.
yeah. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of white at the top, because then I could add some highlights to the hair up there.
Yeah, mine looks weird.
All right. I'm not happy with these lines here. Portraits are very difficult to do, especially in marker when you can't fix your mistakes. Okay, now we're gonna give him some ears. So his ears start right where his eyes are, and he had like a ear that came out kind of like that. And then it came out a little further down and like that. And then we're gonna add a little detail with.
I wish there were pencils that were dark, but they weren't permanent, like
Right.
Sharpie.
I'm gonna add little details in the ears here. I'm gonna bring his cheek out like this a little bit. So because you had a little bit of a narrower face, you made him a little bit pointy right here.
Yeah.
That's okay though. This is your first time drawing him, and this is a really good human face that you're doing. So now we're gonna do his neckline, and it's not gonna be too.
Yours looks like it now.
It looks okay. I could definitely do better. He's gonna be wearing a shirt and tie, so this line will come up like that. And then we're gonna do a line at this angle, and then a line here. Actually, they could kind of connect. Like so. And then we could extend this line down. Yeah, it could go further down. Oh, that's fine. Now for the tie, it's gonna come out like this, like in, and then out like so. I made this very small, so I'm gonna color in this tie here. He would actually have a much bigger tie. We'll just imagine that his suit is buttoned up. The smell of these markers is kind of getting to me today.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna do one line that comes out like this.
Maybe they're new.
And then one line that comes out like that. And then it's gonna come at another angle where it comes out just a little bit. And then in. And then down at an angle. And then we're just going to extend his shoulders down just like that from this line here that we already have that's established, like so. All right. Now, generally, we see him in a darker suit color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of a line like that. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time coloring with the marker. I'm going to just do some quick lines and then kind of like fade it out. And then I'll come in with the crayon and color it a little. Blue or black. Yeah. I'm just kind of creating the shadows there. And then I'll do the same with this part where I'm just gonna kind of do some lines here. And it's gonna get lighter as it goes further down. This is a portrait, so we're just kind of like blending it down. And then if you want, you could come in here and darken it up around this collar here. All right. And I'm going to draw, not too detailed, I'm going to draw the Washington Monument in the back, or what is kind of the shape of the Washington Monument. And I think there's like 2 little windows there. And then maybe I'm going to add like some trees or some lines that will insinuate trees, and then I'm going to color that green. All right. You're going to do that too? Cool. Now I have to say, I did a sketch before I drew this, before we did our live drawing, and my sketch is way better. I think whenever we go live to draw, and I'm kind of on the spot here, things get a little silly. Plus, when I do my sketch, I draw it in pencil. So, should I show them the sketch?
Sure.
So, here's a sketch that we're kind of working from. So, you could see that I had a much rounder face originally, and then we went much longer here. And McKenna did a much pointier face.
Oh, this one's also much smaller.
This one's also much smaller. For some reason, I sketch small, and then when I go to draw, I'm drawing much bigger. So, so yeah, you can see that there's a big difference here in the drawing. Anyways, so we're going to color this in. I'm going to start out with a lighter brown in his face, and then use a darker brown for some shadows.
I don't think he had a very dark brown anyway. Like, isn't he had a kind of light brown? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. There's definitely darker skin tones, but he, yeah, I'd say like in the middle, I guess. I'm gonna leave some like highlights on the cheeks, and then I'm gonna build up my color. Man, my original sketch was so much better.
I think that one's still good.
Oh, I appreciate it. And I'm gonna leave a little highlight on the jawline here and his chin. Underneath the eyes will be a little more shadow. We don't have the best variety of color in front of us at the moment. I'm gonna add some highlights there. Remember the light would be hitting the nose a little bit, so you'd get a little bit
I think my one looks like Agent J
of...
from Men in Black. Like, he has a skinnier...
So we know that Martin Luther King Jr. Was a civil rights activist. He was also a Baptist minister. He was born on January 15th in 1929, right? And then he died in 1968. April 4th was when he was sadly assassinated. And he was a leader in the civil rights movement to help bring equality and justice to people. So, what else do you know? Anything?
He was born in Georgia.
I need a darker brown. There we go. So underneath is, right here, underneath his neck is where we will have a little bit more shadow. Under his eyes. I should have had a photograph in front of me. One of the books that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this brown is better here.
Really? I don't know. Maybe.
Under the nose, there's more shadow. And the upper lip is always a little darker because there's shadow there. We watched a great documentary the other day on, was that on HBO? Or was that
HBO
Netflix?
Max.
HBO Max. That was about his final year, sadly.
Well, it was really, it was a super long documentary.
I don't think it was too long.
It was 2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours. Well, I think that's average for a movie these days.
Yeah, but not a documentary. Usually documentaries are short.
Well, he did so much with his life that there was a lot of, and those were just his final years that they were covering. they didn't really get into the early activities. So I'm just blending the two browns together. Hopefully that helped make his face look a little bit more round. I really made him too long.
Really? I'm sure I made him too long.
Well, you definitely made him too pointy. He definitely had a rounder chin here, rounder jawline, rounder head. Well, our country is a much better place because of all the work that he did for us and the sacrifices that he made. I am going to use, do you have black? Is that this? Then I'm going to blend it from dark to light. I'll do the same thing up here.
What color will his lips be?
I used this brown. I used both browns, but I did it a little darker up here. I had a little bit more pressure, and then I made it lighter here. Because usually our upper lips are more in shadow, so they'll appear darker. I'm gonna add a little bit of blue just for some color. Blend that in with the black. A lot of times I use blue for highlights when you're coloring black, especially in comics like Spider-Man. Like it looks blue and red when it's really technically black and red. Or that's how some people say. I go with more of the blue and then the black is the shadow for the blue, but some people say that the blue is the highlight. And then sometimes they'll do that with the hair too. If it's black hair, they'll put a little bit of blue into it, but I don't want to use brown. All right, I'm gonna do a little green for the trees in the back. Whoa, this lost a lot of the crayon already. Aren't these brand new?
I think I made my one muscular too.
He's got very broad shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, do a little blue in the sky.
Yeah, portraits are hard.
Portraits are hard, especially, you know, we are working in marker and one mistake or one, line in the wrong spot and you can't change it. So maybe what we'll start doing is, maybe we'll start doing it in pencil. We'll sketch some things out and then we'll outline it. We'll show you how we sketch it, even if it doesn't show up perfectly clear on the camera. Maybe we can at least give you a better idea of where to start and fix it up if need be. Come in here with a darker green and then blend it up. So I put the Washington Monument here because Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was famous for his speech when they did the March on Washington in 1963, the I Have a Dream speech. And
wasn't that the Lincoln Memorial?
yeah, but you could see the monument in the background, like if you see a lot of the pictures. Yeah, you are absolutely right. It's coming out good. All right, I think.
Isn't it like a tannish color or something?
The monument?
Yeah.
Probably, but I think most people's, you know, I guess has a little bit of, you know, it's made out of. I'm not sure what it's made out of. It's
granite, I think.
Is it? Add a little bit of shadow. Let's see. What else can I do? I come in with this darker blue. I hope everybody is enjoying their day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and spend some time learning about the man that helped make our country a better place. I know it's a day off from school, but it's good to know who we're celebrating and why. I like how yours came out. I like how you blended the suit with the black and the blue.
Yeah.
A little bit more blue in mine. We don't do a lot of super realistic drawings. So, and this was our second portrait.
What was the other one?
Our first portrait was MF Doom, but it was behind a mask, so it wasn't as necessary to get a likeness. So there we go. Maybe I'll add a little color to my other sketch. You can see the difference here. I don't think I've ever shown anybody the sketches before.
I forget.
Yeah. And again, we are not speeding up the coloring process. That way, those who want to see exactly how we do it or want to hear us ramble, or hear me ramble, can do so. If you want to speed up, fast forward, click ahead, feel free to do so. We hope that everybody will continue to check out our drawing videos. Please make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Click the like buttons, very important, so more people can see our videos. And if you want to support the channel, help us get new supplies, we're trying to get some better audio for our videos. Please become a patron. We really appreciate that support. Be able to hear Kill in the background. He didn't want to join us today for this drawing. And that is okay. Sometimes we're not in drawing mood.
Okay.
You're all done?
Yep.
All right. Oh, thanks for drawing with me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
A lot of fun. I think you did a great job.
Thanks.
Well, maybe we'll do another one in the future and we'll see if we can get our likenesses a little bit better. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for drawing with us. We really appreciate it, and we will talk to you soon. Peace, love, and art.
Have a nice day.